It's restaurant week on earnings season this week, and we're getting a whole bunch of the restaurants reporting. Let's dive right into it and see who has the good charts and who does not. So the restaurants are an interesting group, especially with these wages rising. That's one thing everybody's going to need to be watching, and I'm going to be watching it with Wendy's here. Wendy's has a pretty good track record of beating, actually, and as you can see, the shares were trying to break out in 2018, pulled back a little bit here. But Wendy's is one that kind of doesn't get the love that obviously McDonald's or Burger King gets. But this is one, that has been in the rebound. So I'm going to be watching to see what their comps are looking like. And then we're going to get one of the hot restaurant stocks, Wingstop. So they went IPO in 2015 and they haven't missed since then. So great track record on beating. They actually pre-announced their comps already for this last quarter, and they were still strong, around 5%, which is really high for most of the restaurants right now are not doing the 5%. So Wingstop, big time grower, opening up tons of stores worldwide. Obviously the shares are at or near new highs too, but if you are interested in one of the high growth names, this is one to watch this week. And then we're going to return back to the burger side with Red Robin. I think I talk about this a lot on these videos, and they are coming off a miss last quarter. As you can see, the shares are super choppy. They're either doing real well or meh, it's kind of a disappointing quarter. And that's what we saw last quarter. The shares dropped down. I'm not sure they really have their mojo right now. They closed down a lot of their quick service restaurants that they were trying to make a play for that were in the urban areas. So they're kind of retooling back out in the suburban areas with their sit-down restaurants. But it's still a good name and the economy is still strong. So this is one to watch if you're looking for that fast casual restaurant. And then we're going to get Zoe's Kitchen. This one also went IPO at the big restaurant IPO year 2014. They had a good track record up until 2017, and then we have the two misses there, and shares are kind of depressed here. But are they depressed enough to be a value? I don't know. I'm going to be tuning in. This is also one of the regional kind of chains, so you might not be as aware of Zoe's if you're not in the region, which is much more in the southeast area that they operate. So this is one I'm going to be watching for a valuation story. And then we're going to have one that is Chicago-based here, Potbelly. But as you can see, they went IPO just right before the big IPO year in 2013. Things started off real hot, and then they've just been stuck here ever since. They have a pretty good track record of beating, though, and they seem to have turned around on the comps a bit, but nobody's real excited about the growth, as you can see. And the shares just have never gone cheap enough for me to be interested as a value investor in this stock. So I'm kind of waiting for it to break this impasse. Either it's going to get the growth or it's going to become a value play. One of the two is going to have to happen, I think, to move these shares out of this range. But this is definitely one I will be tuning into as well. So as you can see, it's kind of a mixed bag on the restaurant stocks for this week. These are a lot of the names that have now been around 4 to 5 years. So they have the track records now. It's not so much the new IPO stock anymore, but a lot of factors are being into play, including rising commodity costs on some of their food items. And then you're going to have to watch the wages, as I mentioned earlier. Wages are going to be huge because that's a big expense for them. How much higher are they going to have to raise them to keep their employees in this hot job market? We're going to see. So this is a hot week for them. I'm going to be tuning in. Now, if you're interested in the options trades, be sure to tune in on Zacks Live Trader over with Dave Bartosiak. He's going to be covering the options on this and more all during this week. So be sure to tune in.